Because yung gratitude is God's given emotion. I think nung create ni Lord yung emotion na gratitude, ang intention niya is, I'm gonna create gratitude as an emotion to remind people who's lost, to remind people who's struggling, to remind people who's comparing themselves to other people, to remind others na when all else fail, mas marami pa rin yung mga bagay na dapat ipagpasalamat. Alam mo, ang number one cause ng unhappiness and pressure in your trentahin era is comparison. Ito kasi yung stage na ina-assess mo na may nangyari na ba sa buhay ko. And the way we assess is we compare our lives to the lives of others. Minsan para ma-check natin yung progress natin, tinitingnan natin ano na yung progress ng iba. Kamusta na yung buhay nila? May negosyo na sila? Nakapag-travel na sila? Meron na silang sariling pamilya? Masaya ba sila? Mas okay ba yung sitwasyon nila compare sa sitwasyon ko? Ito yung time na medyo nag-spend ka na rin kasi ng time here on earth. So that's why it's really normal for you to assess, may narating na ba ako? Or kamusta kaya yung mga kasabayan ko? May narating na rin ba sila? And majority of the time when we start looking at the success of others, we can't help but think, hala, buti pa sila. Buti pa sila na-achieve na nila yung mga gusto nilang ma-achieve sa buhay. Buti pa sila, they are progressing. Buti pa sila umuusad yung life nila. And sometimes, we take it against us. Sometimes we question, anong nangyari sa akin? Anong nangyari sa life ko? Bakit nandito pa rin ako? So maybe instead of saying, buti pa sila, maybe it's about time you say, what if ako naman? What if simulan ko na? Kung pagod ka ng maghabol sa life, ako rin. Welcome to the Trentahin Podcast. Stop chasing and start choosing. Yan ang mantra natin dito. Kaya naman, let's go! Simulan na natin to. Pwedeng nakatulala ka lang habang nakikinig. Welcome to episode 19 of the Trentahin Podcast. My name is Gold Ambas, your host. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for listening to this podcast. I really appreciate all of you for spending time kasi naniniwala ako na hindi biro ang mag-alat ng time for learning. Not a lot of people are open to learn. Majority of adults are really busy with their life. Sobrang occupied sila with so many things. So the fact that you spend time with me today, the fact na andito ka, maybe you're driving, you're doing your laundry, or you're studying, or ginagawa mo lang akong background noise, I just wanna appreciate you and let you know na ang galing mo. And at the same time, I wanna commend that habit of growth, that habit of learning, because not a lot of people are taking their time to learn or to be aware of something. So kasi ako, I think the reason why I can say a lot of things is because I'm really putting in a lot of work sa utak ko. I think I'm spending 2 hours a day learning. It's either I'm reading a book, I'm listening to a podcast, or I'm debriefing with myself. Parang at least 2 hours a day inaalat ko talaga yan. And usually I do that in the morning from 7 a.m. up to 9 a.m. So, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much. I think deserve mong i-affirm yung sarili mo na good job, self. Kasi you're taking time to learn, you're taking time to grow. And whatever it is maybe that you're going through, kung meron ka mang pinagdadaanan, kung meron kang confusion, kung kino-compare mo yung sarili mo to other people, I just wanna let you know na you're doing a great job. You're doing something about it. Kasi yun lang naman yun eh. Parang if you're going through something, the goal is to not eliminate the challenge or the struggle. The goal is to act on it. To do something about it. Parang I don't judge people if you mess up. I don't judge people if meron kang pinagdadaanan. I don't judge people if you're in pain right now. But I ask if, are you doing something about it? May ginagawa ka na ba about it? If baon ka sa utang, are you doing something about it? If feeling mo you're not taking care of your health, parang nag-gain ka ng weight and you don't feel good about how you look, are you doing something about it? Or if feeling mo kakagaling mo lang sa isang toxic relationship, you're moving on, your heart is healing, are you doing something about it? Or if maybe you are venturing into a new business or a new career, or maybe you're lost, di mo alam kung saan ka napapuntang direksyon, are you doing something about it? I think that's a very beautiful question to ask. Are you doing something about it? Because that gives you the power back. When you start taking action, when you start asking that question, and when you start taking the first step, parang binabalik mo yung power back to you. Parang nire-regain mo yung, ang tawag dun sa neuroscience is self-agency. Na meron kang power of choice. You are the creator of your own reality. Meron kang ability to manifest, and all the time you are really manifesting, whether it's something good or something that is not so good. You manifested it. You created it. You chose it. And that's one of the hardest pill to swallow, na create mo yung life na meron ka ngayon. So if your life is messy, you created it. If your life is successful and victorious, you created it. So kung nasa season ka ng life na nagsasuffer ka, ang hirap tanggapin na, oo nga, ako yung pumili nun or create ko yun. But the beautiful part or thing about it is, the same person that created that pain can also create a brand new one. So meron ka ring capacity na, yes, inalaw mo yung sarili mo to experience rock bottom or to experience that pain, but ikaw din yung magke-create ng brand new reality or brand new life for you. And that's how powerful we are. That's how, ano ba? That's how precious we are. Ganun tayo kagaling na whatever it is that we choose, we create. Whatever it is that we focus on, mangyayari siya talaga. So if you are suffering, maybe ang finokusan mo for the past maybe months is the kind of mindset that will allow you to suffer. But if you're winning, maybe the kind of thing na you focus on is more on empowering beliefs. Mas pinukusan mong paniwalaan yung sarili mo. Mas pinukusan mong i-let go yung mga excuses mo. That's why you're succeeding right now. And the reason why I'm talking about this is because in our trentahin era, sometimes it's easy for us to embrace yung victim mindset, especially when we compare ourselves with other people, na parang minsan kapag nag-30 ka na, kasi parang ito yung time na i-assess mo, okay, magte-30 na ako, may nangyari ba sa buhay ko? O, magte-30 na ako, kamusta naman ang health ko? Kamusta naman ang katawan ko? Kamusta naman ang fitness level ko? Magte-30 na ako, may ipon na ba ako? Or baon ako sa utang? May emergency fund ba ako? Nakapundar na ba ako ng mga property? Magte-30 na ako, ilang bansa na ba yung napuntahan ko? Or nakasakay na ba akong eroplano? Magte-30 na ako, am I ready for a relationship? Ready na ba ako magpamilya? So, ang dami na, para siyang checkpoint kasi, especially if kagaya kita na 29, turning 30 this year. Parang in a way, since you're entering a new decade, you're assessing where I'm at. Asa na ako? Asa na ang health ko? Asa na ang relationship ko? Asa na ang estado ng career ko? Asa na yung estado ng life purpose ko? Asa na yung estado ng ability ko to have fun? And sometimes, if we wanna check where we are, kung minsan ina-assess na natin kung nasan tayo dun sa 5 aspects of life, we can't help but also check, asan kaya yung iba? Kamusta na kaya sila? Minsan, di ba, when we stalk yung mga high school friends or college friends natin, the first thing that we notice is, uy, tumaba sila, or uy, mas glowing sila ha, or uy, ganun na yung nangyari sa physical appearance nila or look nila. Because yun yung mas concrete na nakikita natin. And then we also judge and also take a look at their relationship. Nag-asawa na ba sila? Or, nagmo-move on na siya. Or, hala, parang parang broken siya ngayon Ganon din sa career, we also take a look at, kamusta na kaya itong mga friends natin na to? Na-pursue ba nila yung mga dreams nila or yung career nila noon? Or, nagtayo na ba sila ng sariling business? Or, are they now creating content? And then we also take a look at into purpose. May meaning ba yung life nila? How are they living right now? Peaceful ba? Or feeling mo they're going through something? And same thing, are they having fun? Masaya ba sila? And sometimes, when we start taking a look at other people's lives, comparison is so automatic. And I will not I will not judge you for comparing yourself, because I myself, I also compare myself to other people because automatic siya eh. Parang kahit hindi mo makokontrol yung thoughts mo, 'di ba? So we have millions of thoughts every single day. And majority of our thoughts are automatic. So that's why when you start comparing yourself and we start having these thoughts na buti pa sila, Or hala, ba't ganun? Parang napag-iiwanan ako. That is so human. And I would say na when you start feeling that way, that means na tao ka, and that means na you have this, ability to feel envy. Tama ba? To feel envy or to feel envious? O pati ba yun? Iisipin ko pa, wag na. Bahala na kayo, kayo na mag-decide. Basta, it's so human to feel that way. Siguro nagiging problematic lang yung comparison kapag nag-ruminate ka na about it. Or kapag tinake mo na siya against you. 'Di ba? Kasi comparison can be a teacher or can be a torturer. Ako natutunan ko yan sa Let Them theory ni Mel Robbins na parang when you start comparing yourself with others, pwede ka niyang ma-torture kung hahayaan mong i-torture ka niya. So, ibig sabihin, pwede kang ma-paralyze or pwede mong babaan yung tingin mo sa sarili mo or pwede mong i-take it against you when you start seeing other people succeed. Na parang hala, buti pa sila. Hala, siguro sila lang may kaya nun or um, siguro may masama silang ginawa kaya sila nagsasucceed. Parang, stop that. Stop that kind of thinking and stop letting comparison torture you. Because at the end of the day, kung ganyan kang mag-isip towards the success of others, others will just keep on winning. And ikaw, you will keep on being stuck because that's how you think. Versus allowing comparison to be a teacher. Because kapag nakita mo nagsasucceed yung ibang tao, it doesn't mean na they're winning. It doesn't mean that you're losing. When others win, it doesn't mean that you lose. When others win, it doesn't mean that they take everything and wala nang natira sa'yo. When others win, in fact, they are giving you something. Kapag nananalo yung ibang tao, ang pinakang binibigay nila sa atin ay formula on how to succeed. Ang pinakang binibigay nila sa atin ay lesson. Ang pinakang binibigay nila sa atin ay yung path na, uy, kung nadaanan na nila yan, napagtagumpayan nila yan, ibig sabihin, merong proseso, merong formula, merong strategy na pwede nilang maituro sa akin or pwede kong ma-observe sa buhay nila so that when I start integrating it into my life, maybe I can also create progress. Maybe I can also create the life na dati pangarap ko lang. Are you guys with me? So when you start comparing yourself, ask yourself, is comparison torturing me or is comparison teaching me something? Because I'd rather choose to let comparison be a teacher para magamit ko yung success ng iba to also create the success that I want. It doesn't mean na ikakopy mo sila, but it means na pwede mo silang gawing inspirasyon para makreate mo rin yung success for yourself. Ang saya kaya no? So that's why it's really best to support yourself with people who succeeding and are so open and very willing to share bakit sila nag-succeed. Versus surrounding yourself with people na madamot. Ayaw kang magtagumpay or pinagdadamot yung tips nila or yung strategy nila. That's why surround yourself with people na yes, hindi mo iiwasang i-compare yung sarili mo sa kanila, pero alam mong tutulungan kanila na kaya mo din to. And I'm here to support you. I'm here to guide you on this journey. Okay? So, I've also learned dun sa Let Them theory book na in psychology, merong tinatawag na upward comparison tsaka downward comparison. So, pag sinabing upward comparison, when you compare yourself to others, na feeling mo nasa pedestal sila. So ito yung parang, let's say, kinompare mo yung sarili mo sa isang kaibigan mo or sa isang batchmate mo nung college. Tapos when you start looking at them, parang ang taas-taas na nila. Na parang, hala, grabe, hindi ko na sila ma-reach. And every time we do that, ang nagiging tendency is nadi-destroy yung self-image natin or yung self-confidence natin or yung self-esteem natin because dahil pinut natin sila sa pedestal, now we see ourselves small. Ibig sabihin, when you start seeing people ahead of you, you started feeling small. Na hala, ito na sila and ito lang ako. And that is not a very healthy way to compare because instead na mag-expand ka by looking at their success, ang nangyayari, nag-shrink ka. You're becoming smaller and smaller and smaller until maparalyze ka na or ma-stuck ka na doon sa ganyang belief about yourself. No? And when you start believing na maliit ka lang, yung action mo ganun din eh. Because belief equals result. Ibig sabihin, kung ano yung action mo ay base yan sa paniniwala mo. No, that's why if you really wanna create change, ang unang dapat mong baguhin ay belief or paniniwala, hindi action eh. Because um, hindi mababago yung action or yung result kung hindi nabago yung belief. Pwedeng mabago mo yung action ng temporarily, pero if the belief is I'm not good enough, I don't matter, I'm unloved, I'm not good, bobo ako, di ako magaling. So, kahit na palitan mo yung action, hindi mo pa rin maa-attract yung result because yung belief is still negative. So, hindi mo rin mapapanindigan yung action. So, if you really wanna create and start changing the result, start with the belief. That's why every time you do upward comparison, you're destroying your self-esteem. You're destroying your self-image. That's why stop putting others on a pedestal. Kasi, yes, na-achieve nila yan, pero may pinagdaanan yan. Meron yang proseso na pinagtagumpayan niya. Or minsan, swerte lang talaga sila. 'Di ba? You have to also, I take into consideration luck in the process. Sometimes, when I started seeing people succeed, I don't let myself feel small or I don't put them on a pedestal because I really believe in the power of luck. 'Di ba? And luck is still belief. Naniniwala rin ako na yung luck will be on your side kapag na pinaniniwalaan mo siya if it's part of your belief. So minsan, ang unfair sa sarili mo na isipin mo na maliit ka lang kung pwedeng sinerte lang din naman talaga sila. Or ni hindi mo nga alam if masusustain nila yung success na yun. Or ni hindi mo nga alam if, I don't know, baka pinagtrabahuhan talaga nila yan. Or grabe rin yung hard work nila, grabe rin yung perseverance nila towards that success. So, again, never ever put them on a pedestal and never ever see yourself small. Sobrang unfair sa'yo, okay? Another type of comparison is yung tinatawag na downward comparison. So yung kanina is upward comparison, you put others on a pedestal, you see yourself small. Downward comparison naman is you take a look at others and you feel like you're better than them. You feel like, okay, I'm suffering but those people are suffering more. So parang, I get it because it's giving us temporary validation and ego boost na needed din naman natin na to feel good at that moment. But it's also not healthy in the long run to see others small. It's also not helping na when we start seeing others below us. Okay, na parang dahil lang nagawa mo to, feeling mo better ka na than other people. Walang walang better or worse for me. Minsan nauna lang sila. That's it. Nauna lang sila. That's it. And I don't even know if kung nasan sila is gusto ko rin ba yung puntahan. 'Di ba? Minsan kasi parang pag nakita mo lang yung success, parang naiisip mo na ang saya naman, gusto ko rin 'yan. Pero nakita mo ba yung proseso? Nakita mo ba yung pinagdaanan nila? Nakita mo ba how they show up kahit na dinadoubt nila yung sarili nila? Minsan hindi eh. That's why it's really not healthy to compare and start seeing others small or worse than our situation simply because we achieve better than them. For me, ang pinakang best way to handle comparison is to focus on the present moment. To focus on what's in front of you. To focus on what you already have. To focus on things that you can be grateful today. Because I think the greatest antidote to comparison is gratitude. Kasi maybe the reason why we are comparing is because we don't feel enough with what we have as of this moment. And majority of the time, the reason why we don't feel enough yung meron tayo is because hindi tayo grateful dun sa meron na tayo. Okay? I always remind myself na the fact na humihinga ako, okay na yun. The fact na every day I open my eyes, I see my mom, I see my dad, I see inay and itay, my brothers, healthy sila. I can eat home-cooked meals every single day. I can walk 5 kilometers every single day. I can drink my coffee every single day. I can meet up with my friends. I can make others feel good through my content. I can, ano ba, check in with the friends na feeling ko matagal ko nang di nakakausap. And I know na matutulog ako sa gabi na alam kong wala akong inapakang tao. That I played the game clean. Sobrang grateful ko na dun. Sobrang malaking pasasalamat na yun para sa akin na what I have today is enough. And while I'm still working on the things na I'm still aspiring to achieve, I always remind myself na the fact that I'm still living today is already good enough. So it's really unfair na i-compare ko yung sarili ko sa iba who's ahead of me. Or it's really unfair to me din na I feel better than those people na feeling ko left behind. Because the truth is, at this exact moment, at this moment in our life, ikaw habang ginagawa mo yung ginagawa mo ngayon or kung nasan ka man ngayon, that's already good enough. And the fact na nakakapanood ka pa or nakakapakinig ka pa ng podcast na to, that is a better, proof, or that is a good proof na you have enough. Okay? So, iba talaga. I always feel emotional every time I talk about gratitude because feel na feel mo kasi yung presence ni Lord pag grateful ka. I think gratitude is God-given emotion. Totoo yun. Yeah. That's why feeling ko, when I'm not grateful, feeling ko napapalayo ako kay Lord. Because yung gratitude is God's given emotion. I think, nung create ni Lord yung emotion na gratitude, ang intention niya is, I'm gonna create gratitude as an emotion to remind people who's lost, to remind people who's struggling, to remind people who's comparing themselves to other people, to remind others na when all else fail, mas marami pa rin yung mga bagay na dapat ipagpasalamat. I will never get tired of convincing people to be grateful. Kasi sobrang dami talaga. Ano ba yan? Sobrang emotional ko every time I talk about gratitude because grabe, sobrang thankful talaga ako sa nangyari sa life ko lately. Thank you talaga. Sobrang thank you. In fact, ang sarap mag-thank you in advance. I mean, hindi ko pa man nare-receive yung blessing or wala pa akong idea anong marireceive ko. I say thank you already. And I do that every single morning. I even allot gratitude breathwork para I remind myself every single morning na what I have is already enough. So lahat ng madadagdag ay bonus na lang. So I always say thank you to the people I love. I always say thank you to my inay and itay. I always say thank you to my friends. I always say thank you to you guys because enough na yung meron ako eh. And the fact that I'm still receiving love from you, the fact that I still receiving attention from other people, sobrang laking bonus na nun. Thank you, Lord. Sobrang thank you, Lord. Sobrang thank you, Lord. And I think this world will be a better world if all of us will just be grateful na sa kung anong meron tayo. Hay, parang every time suot ko tong damit na to, naiiyak. Ay, thank you talaga. Sige nga, iyak nga muna tayo. Iba talaga kasi iyak ng gratitude. Para kang para kang tinapik ng goodness ni God. Ganun lagi. Ang sarap. Ang sarap. Sobrang sarap. I don't know kung nararamdaman niyo, pero sobrang sarap umiyak out of gratitude sa goodness ni God. Grabe. Para kasi marirealize mo na with all the past mistakes or past decisions or mga choices that you made during your immature years, the fact na binibless ka pa rin niya, the fact that tinutuloy niya pa rin yung journey mo here on earth, sobrang laking pasasalamat ko na doon. As in, alam mo yung parang sometimes you feel na, deserve ko pa ba? Pero binibigay pa rin niya. So, bakit ko pa i-compare yung binigay niya sa iba dun sa binigay niya sa akin? Eh, yung binigay niya nga sa akin sometimes, pwedeng hindi na niya binigay, pero binigay niya pa rin. So, instead of me comparing or instead of us comparing our lives to the lives of other, let's just be grateful sa binigay sa kamay natin. Let's just be grateful sa inilatag sa atin because I think the ultimate goal is not to win or not to lose. The ultimate goal is to keep on playing the game. Walang winner or loser. Ang tanong is, are you still playing? Itutuloy mo ba to for life? Yun lang naman yun eh. Parang may mga taong pinanganak na mayaman. May mga taong pinanganak na maayos yung pamilya nila. And yun yung binigay sa kanila. Yun yung starting point nila. Yun yung point A nila. But it doesn't mean that meron silang, let's say, more money than you have, talo ka na. Because the ultimate goal is, ano yung gagawin mo dun sa binigay sa'yo? Paano mo pa angangalagaan yung binigay sa yung opportunity, yung binigay sa yung talento, yung binigay sa yung friends, yung binigay sa yung family? How will you now create out of it? So that's why instead of counting what's missing, start counting what's available in front of you. Ano yung mga meron ka na ngayon? And how can you now be a good steward of that blessings, of that resources na meron ka ngayon? Kasi kahit bigyan ka ng maliit, kung marunong kang mag-alaga dun sa binigay sa'yo, kaya mong mapalaki yan eh. Kaya mong bumangon dyan eh. Kaya mong bigyan yung sarili mo ng pagkakataon na makakreate or to be the first business owner in the family, to be the first millionaire in the family. You can be the first and you can create whatever it is that you wanna create. But the question is, pinapahalagahan mo ba kung ano yung meron ka ngayon? So every time you compare, you ask, you wish them well, okay na yon, automatic ang comparison. But you go back to your own lane and you start assessing ano yung meron ako and how can I create something out of it. Alright? So again, maraming salamat for listening to the podcast. Thank you so much for... Hi! Napaiyak na naman ako ng episode. Parang lagi na lang umiiyak sa podcast. Pero I think I'm also happy because I feel like may sanib talaga. Feeling ko sinasaniban ako ng grasya ni Lord kapag nagsasalita ako. That's why naging Messiah na nga. Hindi po ako Messiah. Huwag niyo po akong ilagay sa pedestal. I'm also struggling kagaya ninyo. I'm also winning kagaya din ninyo. Pare-parehas lang tayong tao. Ang pinagkaiba ko lang siguro ay nag-start ako ng podcast at naririnig nyo ako. Pero again, wag nyo akong ilagay sa pedestal because isa lamang po akong medium or tool para maybe magbigay sa inyo ng mensahe na to. And itong mga messages that that's coming out of my mouth are messages na I don't know kung saan nanggagaling, but I feel like I'm just being called to do this. Yun lang. Thank you so much. Maraming salamat for supporting the podcast. You can give this podcast a 5-star rating on Spotify, and you can also, again, if nakinig naman kayo and may natutunan kayo, subscribe naman. Magka 5K na tayo here on YouTube. Also, you can follow me on my social media account on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at gold.ambas. Also on Threads, naging mas active na rin po ako sa Threads. So again, thank you so much. You can share this to your friends, to your family, trentahin man sila or hindi. Para ipalaganap natin na it's okay to take your own pace. Para ipalaganap natin na okay lang magbagal, okay lang i-embrace ang kapayapaan, okay lang tumulala. At okay lang i-combine ang kakanin sa kape. Ang layo, pero again, yun talaga yung pinaninindigan ko sa mga short form videos ko. Again, thank you so much. Sumainyo ang kagandahan, kayamanan at kapayapaan. Bye!